To establish the misplaced anxiety I had today, I got out of the van this morning and I had instant panic, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot to put on pants, I'm just going to have to not wear pants, and then I realized I was wearing a dress. So everything worked out in the end. In my manifesto, I'm kind of just talking about my semester. My semester hasn't looked exactly like everyone else's. Due to some unforeseen circumstances, I've had to leave like a fair amount to deal with some stuff and to figure a lot of things out, and that made me feel really isolated within my community, and it made it hard to fit in. I was angry, I was sad, I didn't know where I fit in, and I felt like a failure for not being able to do CSG in the full 16-week sense. So at first, when I was fully integrated back in, I was kind of awful to be around. I was moody and not the nicest and just super in my own head because I just felt like such a failure, and like I couldn't really fully succeed in CSG because I had already left. And that was really hard, and I realized as I continued to be at CSG that I was growing so much and I was learning so much and I was meeting these amazing people and I was growing with a community, and it didn't matter that I'd left because the strong part and the part that defined my success and not my failure was that I came back. And I had the resilience to continue moving forward, and I didn't let my own experience stop me, and I didn't stand in my own way. And I was able to move forward with these amazing people and this amazing staff, and I was able to be a part of it. And I think that's really what my manifesto is about, because that's my biggest takeaway from this program has just been the power of resilience and your ability to exist within a community and know that people have your back and that you can grow as an individual and as a leader and as a friend. And yeah, so I'm going to show it to you. Oh, and thank you to everyone who helped me film. It was really nice of you.
I'm trying. Please, I just need an extension. My grade is past saving. I haven't showered in a week. It just seems pointless. This seems pointless. I'm sorry, I just can't hang out today. I can't get out of bed. I don't know how to do this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. As humans, we strive for perfection. The ideals of perfection are shoved down our throats like prescription pills from the moment we enter the world. Take one, take two, take three. Take as many as it takes. We want perfect grades, a perfect body, and the perfect life. We crave it like a drug, an undeniable addiction. The opposition of our addiction, perfection, is failure. Failure is the monster under your bed, the boogeyman that grabs you in your darkest depression. We fear failure and avoid it at all costs. We measure our successes, not by effort or energy, but by the lack of failure of embarrassment. We want to be pristine, always camera ready, basking in the glory of our purity, waiting for the chance to assert ourselves, patching up the cracks in our facades with glitter and lace. When I struggled with PTSD and depression, the feelings were all-consuming. It felt as though my chest was either on fire, the flames blistering and charring my inside, or I was completely numb, every nerve in my body gone completely dead. In this time, basic functioning felt nearly impossible. I had to fight to get out of bed, to shower, and to get homework done. I felt like a failure, a disgusting waste of space with no real value of any kind. I watched as my academic participation dropped, my friends' faces turned concerned. I wanted so badly to be perfect, wanted to feel the high of perfection once again. The truly sad thing is it's not an uncommon feeling. Lots of people feel like failures, either because they're dealing with grief, trauma, depression, anxiety. It can be any number of things that make people feel as though they can't function in the world. It can just be normal life that makes them feel this way. But it makes them feel like failures. It makes me feel like failure. We are conditioned to view health and success as one thing. If you get good test scores, you'll be happy. If you look pretty, you'll feel pretty. But that's not what success is. We shouldn't measure failure or success based on one's mental stability. We shouldn't measure it on their accolades or ability to function all of the time. We should instead base it off their resilience and their ability to move forward, their ability to overcome and to live life even when it feels nearly impossible. We can waste our time trying to be perfect, but I choose to be happy. I choose to strive to be happy. Not to be perfect or clean or pure, but loud, proud, and messy. Every day I push myself to get better, and every day I do. I embrace the gritty chaos of recovery. I reach out for help, and I stop apologizing for my feelings. I'm realizing that there is no such thing as perfect, and there is no such thing as failure. These are just words we use to contain ourselves, to lock away our true potential. So don't be afraid to be messy, to be silly or loud. Don't live your life based on a letter or a number on a page. Don't color inside the lines. Be cliche, be original. Mess up, fall down, cry, laugh. Express yourself in whatever you want regardless of the outcome. Because guess what? We all fail. I fail at least 25 times a day. But what really is failure? Because really, failure is just the absence of trying. If you try, if you put yourself out there and have an amazing time, you can't fail. And even when you don't work hard, or even when you don't go out, remember that that's okay. It's okay to take breaks, to learn to be careful with yourself. Take the time to learn your boundaries, to learn when to stop, and learn that it's okay to change your priorities. You don't always have to push yourself. You don't always have to be a warrior or a badass. Sometimes the most badass thing is to take a mental health day. Sometimes the most badass thing is to ask for help. So embrace it. Embrace everything. Recognize your flaws. Look at the darkest parts of yourself in the eye and say, I see you. I accept you. And it's funny, speaking to the world like this, when really all I'm doing is talking to myself, reminding myself. I have to keep reminding myself, day after day, year after year, remind myself that crying is okay, that not being okay is okay, that getting a bad grade or fighting with my best friend is okay. That when faced with the most glaring flaws, remember that your mistakes do not define you. Your darkest moments don't have to be etched into your gravestone. Instead, your quote-unquote failures or mistakes can teach you how to improve, how to grow as a person and learn to be happy. Just to be happy. I'm not saying it's simple. It's not. Sometimes it feels like the single most complicated thing in the world. Like diving to the bottom of the Olympic pool and searching for a single grain of sand. But you have to try. You have to do whatever it takes to get there. Ask for help. And as absolutely cliche as it is, you have to follow your heart, wherever it leads you. You have to be prepared to make a fool of yourself, to fall on your butt and then get up and do it again. You have to rewire your brain, scrub the word failure from the recesses of your mind. Instead, own your recovery, own your life, regardless of how you feel is your life. You have complete control over where it goes, who you are, and what you do. And you can choose to be a victim of society, to go along with what we are told we are supposed to do, who we are supposed to be. But instead, I choose to be happy. I choose to recover and to grow, to be messy, loud, and lovable. I choose to be the person that I want to be. I will not be a victim of circumstance. I will not be a victim of my own mind. I will not be a victim anymore. I'm tired of being a victim. Aren't you? Instead, I will reclaim my body, my soul, my mind. I will own every mistake I have made and all the millions that I will make in the future, because they are part of me. And I will apologize when I have to, and I will not when I don't. I will strive to be a better person, a better friend, to both others and myself. I will strive to be happy, always to be happy. And you can leave this room and never think about this video again. That's fine, it's sort of super cringy and poorly made. But it's also the most real thing I've ever made. Because I'm just speaking the truth, my truth. Maybe it's your truth. That I'm going to be happy. That I am happy. That regardless of what else happens in my life, where I go to college, who I marry, what my career winds up being, that I am going to be happy. And I'm going to continue to choose happiness at every crossroad that comes upon me. I hope you make the same choice. Choose wisely.